السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. All praises and thanks are due to Allah. All praises and thanks are due to Allah. All praises and thanks are due to Allah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a final messenger of Allah, completing the long chain of prophets and messengers that we read about in God's holy Quran, including Moses, Jesus, and Abraham, and all of the prophets and messengers. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon them all. Dear respected brothers and sisters of Islam, I think all of us have been following the news, or at least have heard of the news of the devastating catastrophes that happened in Morocco, the earthquake in there, as well as the flooding that happened in Libya. Thousands have passed away, thousands are still missing, and displacing many people away from their homes. Our thoughts and prayers are with the brothers and sisters in Morocco and in Libya. May Allah grant Jannatul Firdaus for those who have passed away. May Allah reunite loved ones with their families again. May Allah grant them ease and patience during these tough times. Trials, tests, and tribulations, such as the earthquake and flooding, are all embedded in life. As a matter of fact, this life, this dunya, is a test for all of us. We have our ups and downs, our good and bad times, but we will always be challenged or be tested in good or bad times, and that is certain. And Allah mentions that in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verses 155 through 156. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُم مُّصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. We will certainly test you with a touch of fear and famine and loss of property, life and crops. Give good news to those who patiently endure, who when faced with a disaster say, surely to Allah we belong, and to Him we all will return. It clearly mentions here that every human being will feel some sort of test throughout their lifetime. Even the prophets who were beloved and protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala were tested as well. Our own beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went through so many trials. One of the most notable times in the seerah was the year of sadness, where the Prophet lost two of the people who he loved the most, his wife Khadija radiallahu anha and his uncle Abu Talib. Another prophet to mention is Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam, who had his children, wealth, property, health, all taken away from him. How did these prophets deal with these challenges? They were patient, disciplined, steadfast, and prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and trusted Him that there is a solution, a way out of the challenges and tests they were facing. I want to focus on discipline. The word discipline to many of us might be seen in a more negative or more negative connotation or negative view. It might be felt more like a punishment rather than an ability. For example, when we think of discipline, we think of when parents discipline their children through methods or means that are not good, whether it is shouting at them or even worse, hitting and shoving them. Yet I prefer Abraham Lincoln's definition of discipline, which is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Discipline is an ability that will allow us to leap from being good to great. Discipline for many people might be hard to achieve, but in Islam, discipline is already rooted in the way we should live our lives. Why is discipline so important? I'd like to share with everyone a scientific study done by Stanford University back in 1972. A very famous study that continued 40 years after it started. Many of you might have heard of it. It was called the marshmallow test. A researcher takes one child into a room one at a time. On the table was a marshmallow. After talking with the child, the researcher says that I'll be leaving. I'll be back in X minutes. And if you don't eat the marshmallow, I'll give you 2. And I'll be right back. The researcher then leaves the room. The child is all alone with no one watching them. In the same way, we Muslims understand that when we are in a room full of people, like right now, or alone in the privacy of our home, in the darkness of a room, that there is always someone watching us. And who is that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From the 600 kids that were tested, about 67% of them failed the test and couldn't wait till the researcher came back and ate the marshmallow. Those who succeeded the test struggled throughout the process. Some of them were covering their eyes or hiding the marshmallow or even kicking the table. The researchers continued to study the kids for over 40 years. And what were the results? The children who were disciplined and waited for the second marshmallow passed all of the other tests that scientists gave and were successful, judging by their degree, graduation, income, and all aspects of life. Brothers and sisters, we should be proud to be Muslims. That discipline is built into our deen and into our way of life. Allah promises us in Surah Al-Mulk, chapter 67, verse 2, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفُورُ. Allah states, He is the one who created death and life in order to test which of you is best in deeds. And He is the Almighty, all-forgiving. Allah states that these tests are placed to see how strong we are in our faith and in our actions. As I mentioned before, there is no constant in life except for change. You will not have the same challenge tomorrow that you had today, and the challenge you had today, you did not have yesterday. Allah says, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا. So surely, with hardship comes ease. Experiencing or going through hardship comes ease. Ease is not free. It is only earned by going through hardship. A saying that my parents like to say to me about this life is that there is no paradise without sacrifice. Nothing is guaranteed. Money does not grow on trees, so you have to work for it. And when you earn it, have discipline with it. What are some examples in our faith about discipline? I'll name two of them, inshallah. In Hajj, that inshallah all of us can perform one day, inshallah, requires physical discipline, as pilgrims perform Hajj under hot temperatures, hundreds and even more, with just using simple cloth for the men and simple clothing for the women. It is also discipline of the ego, as there's no hierarchy or class or rank shown when one is performing Hajj. Everyone is the same. There is financial discipline, as people save money to attend Hajj. We know families and friends who save money for years and decades to attend Hajj. Finally, when you get there, things don't go to plan. So you must practice patience and discipline. Why? Because we fear after all of the energy and resources we put for this experience, it could be gone in just a second. Because we talk bad about someone, or we lost our patience and we shoved someone because we were shoved. But Allah is all-forgiving and all-merciful. Allah knows we have our limitations, our weaknesses, but we must strive to be steadfast for whatever comes at us. As Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Anfal, chapter 8, verse 66, now Allah has lightened your burden, for He knows that there is a weakness in you. So if there are 100 steadfast among you, they will overcome 200. And if there will be 1,000, they will overcome 2,000. By Allah's will, and Allah is with the steadfast. Another example is in zakat. Our money does not come with us when we die. It requires discipline. Zakat is a practice of parting, leaving with what you love and what you work hard for. We will leave many things. Zakat teaches us that many things are not permanent. We will leave our loved ones, and we will leave our own youth. Zakat is a practice of discipline to understand and remember that nothing is permanent, and whatever I have is not always going to be mine. May Allah allow us to be disciplined in our desires in all things we do. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Use this moment to ask Allah for forgiveness. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad. Allah promises us, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفُورُ. He is the one who created death and life in order to test which of you is best in deeds. And He is the Almighty, all-forgiving. Brothers and sisters, we should be proud that we have discipline built into our deen. It is not a limitation or punishment for us to be better, but it is the ability to allow us to leap from being good to being great. And remember that Allah does not burden a soul more than it can handle. May Allah allow us to be disciplined and patient in all the challenges we face. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Hamdan yuwafi ni'amahu yukammu fi mazida. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhil karim wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب دعوات يا قاضي الحاجات. Allah grant Jannatul Firdaus for those who have passed away, especially for those in Morocco and in Libya. Allah reunite loved ones with their families again. Allah grant ease and patience to all Muslims who are going through tough times. Allah give strength to our youth and let them carry the baton of Islam into the future. Allah strengthen our mosques and institutions to be a clear light for the rest of the world. Allah, please give mercy and forgiveness to all the Muslims who are still alive or who have passed. Allah, give us what's best in this life and the hereafter, and protect us from the fire. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين وأقيم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Reminder for brothers and sisters, please don't forget to turn off your phones, put it in mute. Also, please don't forget to keep the line straight, leave no gaps, shoulder to shoulder, inshallah. May Allah accept our salat. Allahu Akbar. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, Jum'ah Mubarakah. Happy and a blessed Friday to everyone, mashallah. Jazakallah khair to the brother Kautsar mashallah, we have to have a little takbir. Takbir! Just providing for our young ones in the community and other initiatives are part of what's coming along from your prayers and your pockets. So we are greatly appreciative of that, inshallah. Just a few announcements, inshallah, before everyone can go into their businesses and sing, inshallah. Okay, so inshallah, Saturday, inshallah, from 12 to 3 p.m. As usual, we have Saturdays for ping pong ladies. So for the sisters that you have around, inshallah, you come by. That's from 12 to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. As well, after that, from 3 to 5, for the sisters as well, we have Saturday Quran learning program. That's specifically for the sisters as well, inshallah, from 3 to 5. Saturdays as well, most of our programs are around Saturday. We're going to have a bit of a switch up from the Being Muslim class, inshallah. I've decided to make it into a coffee and conversations class. So the idea here, inshallah, is that we're here and we can just dive and have a conversation about being Muslim, America, things we can talk about, different issues and so forth. Just the navigating around that in a more relaxed kind of situation and context. That'll be the same timing from 11:30 to 1 o'clock, inshallah ta'ala. Again, it's open for people that are interested in terms of wanting to understand and to learn more and just to grow your conversation. It's not as serious as a class. Okay? We'll have something later on, inshallah, if you have, in terms of more attendance and commitment, inshallah. But for the time being, we're going to have this, inshallah. So, this idea would be from 11:30 to 1 o'clock, inshallah. That'll be Saturdays starting next Saturday. Because this Saturday, or tomorrow, inshallah, there's an Ilm conference that's happening at the Anaheim Hilton. That's held by many Islamic institutions, IOK locally, and others, Yaqeen, and so forth. Do have your families join in, inshallah. You can follow them and register away via IOK, Institute of Knowledge. That's your local Islamic seminary in Southern California. I appreciate you check it out, inshallah. For Saturdays as well, another Saturday, from 7 to 8, inshallah, in Bahasa Indonesia, we have of SHOLAT. That will be with Ustaz Said Abud. That will be in Bahasa Indonesia, inshallah, from 7 to 8. And so, Jazakallah khair, don't forget us and your prayers in your pockets, inshallah ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our prayers and to have mercy upon those that have passed and to forgive us, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakallah khair and Juman Barak. Assalamu alaikum.
Fajar prayer, sholat subuh masih jam 5.45. Jazakumullah khairan.